I'm Kevin Price with The Price of Business, and I'm here live from SHRM Convention in Chicago, Illinois. Great event, and I'm here thanks to our friends at bestworkdata.com. They do a phenomenal job of helping people understand their employees, what's best for them, and what's best for them in relationship to the organization. In fact, I personally took one of their tests, and it blew the socks off of me. And we'll be talking more about that in the weeks to come, also at usdailyreview.com. I got the opportunity to meet Nicole Martin, and she works here in the Chicago area. We interviewed you earlier about a nonprofit that you were involved in, but I also wanted to spend some time with her to talk about her own company. She's an HR consultant extraordinaire. She has incredible energy and is a lot of fun to be with, and looking forward to spending more time with you. Kind of give us the elevator speech about your consulting firm.
Okay. I am an HR consultant, and I started out in 2010, founded my business in 2010 in a northern suburb of Chicago. And when I started the business, I always thought that I would just take what I love to do and really bring it to the smaller space, if you will. Startup businesses all the way up to about 500 employees would be the sweet spot for me. And I was trying to bring what I knew and did in-house HR my entire career to those businesses and to give them a competitive advantage. I have been proven in my own history to build an organization that's the best place to work, and I feel that every organization has the right to build that competitive advantage. And so I wanted to just do that. Essentially, I started out just consulting, and then as the last 3 years have taken place and my clients have just been word of mouth, one CEO to the next CEO, I really developed a model where I also do a managed services hybrid approach for some businesses that really choose HR Boost to be their HR department. And so we hybrid provide to them tactical support, if you will, and then also strategic support, because as a company is growing, they need a strategic player that they can trust, but they also need to pay very close attention to their tactical details for compliance reasons, for accuracy, for building credibility. All these different things are very important. And so what I do is I offer this model to that business to really give them the benefit of both. What happens is if they can find an HR professional and they're growing, they can only afford usually maybe an office manager, or they might only afford maybe a mid-level HR professional. But what's going to happen is they're building the core foundations of that strategy, and going forward in the next 3 to 5 years, as we find that the talent has won the talent war, it's going to become very important for these companies to build a competitive advantage.
So you said you're from a northern suburb of Chicago. What's the name of that suburb?
I live in Libertyville.
Libertyville. Okay. I always like to know for the John Hughes connection. So I'm always looking for I don't think I ever had a John Hughes reference to that. So anyway, but and so your sounds like a little bit. You may be like an HR director for hire, kind of like a CFO for hire that works with several different firms, which means that a small to mid-sized company is able to have professional level services without all the costs that typically come from that. Talk a little about that as well.
Yes. I actually surprised myself, to be honest with you, Kevin, when I sat down with one of my CEOs at the end of last year and I said, here's what we did and here's what we accomplished and here's the price that you paid. Do you feel that you got what you were worth, what I was worth? And he said, wow. And I said, wow as well, because at the end of the year, I actually price modeled that, and it was actually so competitive that you couldn't hire somebody with my skill set full time and get the same thing happening and the results. What I love about what I do now is that you can also hire some people and think that they might have those skills and then not get the results. And I'm very results oriented.
Right. And meanwhile, if you hire that person, you're probably hiring them full time if you wanted someone competent. And so being able to hire a consultant who probably would be too expensive to hire for a lot of the firms that you work for full time allows them to, in some cases, hire in-office administrator at a fraction of the cost who carries out a lot of the work that you do. Is that typically the case?
Yes, I do definitely. I project manage, if you will, every client that I work on. Some of my clients have me contracted to come on site maybe one day a week. But I definitely find that they can get what they need when they need it. And we also offer a phone client program. And just by talking with me right now, you know I can cover a lot in 15 minutes, right?
This is true.
Yes. And so I definitely try to make sure that they have the resource that they need in order to be effective and to stay out of trouble, you know?
So we need to get the name of the firm, and we also need to get a website where people can get more information.
Sure. My business name is HR Boost, and my website is www.hrboost.com.
Good. Again, Nicole Martin spending time with me here at the SHRM convention here in Chicago. It's a phenomenal event, enjoying it and enjoying meeting great people like her. And we'll keep coming back over there to usdailyreview.com with continued updates from here again in Chicago.